Hey, what's going on lately? I am here at the Indianapolis Home Show, and I am at the exhibit with TK Constructors, and we have Mike here. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm coming to you as a client and as a realtor, but for me, I have purchased my own lot.
Okay.
And I have been interviewing with different builders.
Sure.
So I can choose who I want to build with.
Okay.
I have some questions I'm just going to ask you that other people who's doing the same thing may have questions as well.
Absolutely.
So my first question is, do you help people find their lots, or should we come to you with our purchase lot already?
That's a great question. So with us being an on your lot builder, we do not provide any land. So we actually heavily rely on realtors just like yourself to help our clients get the land that they want and build on top of it. There's lots of different builders out there, and some builders will buy up a whole bunch of land and kind of have you pick from a plan or two and then not change anything else. That's not quite what we do. So without us having a bunch of land in our name and under our belt, we rely on you guys heavily to be able to find that land for the customers that need it.
Okay. So say, for instance, I have a couple clients that reached out to me and they say, hey, I want to build on a lot, but I don't have a lot. So my job would be to help them find the lot and get them to purchase it. Once they have the lot and purchase it, then at that time, then I can connect them with you and introduce them to you. And I'll be able to walk with them the whole time from the beginning to the finish of their home. Is that correct?
That is right. So a big thing that's going to help is we do free site visits. So if a customer loves a piece of land, loves the location, but doesn't know if it's going to be any good to build or not, we will come out free of charge with one of our production team members to meet with you on that lot and go over concerns, extra costs, where the house is going to be placed, because these are all variables that are inevitably going to change the cost of the home.
So this is something that we can reach out to before you purchase the lot.
And if a realtor like yourself, this is a good tip, wants to go ahead and put an offer on a piece of land because it's so hot in the market right now and things are going quickly, you can put contingent upon builder approval or TK approval or your buddy Mike approval, right? So that way, if we get up there and we're standing on a pile of limestone we don't want to dig through, you have a way out. So we want to make sure with all of the variables and the scary things about building that you're still protected.
Now that's good. Now another question that I had was, my other question is, what can you tell us, not question, but what can you tell us to look for when we're purchasing a lot? What's the important things to look for when we're looking for a lot for our home?
It's knowing what you're getting into. So of course location is everything, and that's the most important to everybody, how close it is to your job and to your school, and it might be in the best location possible, but if you're wanting a crawl space and it's diving off a cliff, there's going to be extra costs involved. So if you're prepared for that, that's not going to be a big of a sticker shock for you. But if you want a completely, you're expecting your yard to be flat and we have to bring in dirt, or there's all these extra costs, knowing what the lay of your land looks like and how it slopes is going to help tremendously. And yeah, you kind of look at a piece of ground and it looks flat, but when you shoot a laser 60 feet, now you see how not flat it actually is. So that's where it really helps to have us come in and help with that decision making.
Now that's a good point, because as you all know, I did purchase a lot a few months back. And my lot, actually, it has a slope.
Sure.
So I'm glad that you said that.
Absolutely.
So when you have lots that have a slope,
is
it true that it's best that, if you can, it's a good lot to do a walkout basement?
It depends. And in the past, when basements were less expensive, absolutely it was a no-brainer. But with how concrete prices have exploded, I can understand why somebody maybe want to invest in a taller crawl space to level that out instead of investing all that money into a basement.
Okay, so that's another option. That's another option that I can do instead of having a walkout basement. If I choose to do a crawl space, it'll just be a higher crawl space than normal.
And more times than not, if it's sloping left to right, the left will be completely buried, and the right you might see a couple blocks, right? Or if it's front to back, same way. These are all things we can suss out during the process.
Okay. Now another question we have is floor plans. A lot of people, when they want to build on their own lot, the purpose of that is because they want the privacy, but they also want to be able to kind of customize a little bit how they want their floor plan. Do you guys give that option, or do you have different floor plans that they have to choose from only?
Great question. Okay. So we do have 33 different floor plans to choose from. We try to cast a pretty wide net. We really don't touch the bottom 10%. We don't touch the top 10%.
Okay.
But with our square footage starting at the 1,200 to 2,800 and up range, we can capture most people's needs. Now we start off with the plan, but we let you tweak it and customize it to fit your needs. Now we're not a totally custom builder, but we don't charge totally custom prices. So if we can find people that like what we do, but they want to rearrange their bathroom or upgrade their kitchen, it's a match made in heaven. If you went to the custom builder and they're too expensive and we're not what you wanted in the first place, it's probably not going to work.
Okay, that's good to know. So from start to finish, once we say we have our lot, we come to you, we have it, we have you checked in and everything.
Absolutely.
We're ready to go. We sign all the documents. We picked our floor plan. What about the design? Who helps? Do we have to have our own architect, or do you have someone?
We have in-house architect, in-house design, and in-house CAD department. So they would be making and drawing everything within our own company.
Okay.
And actually, last year we acquired our own lumber facility. So we purchased sulfur lumber, so that helps expedite
some of the cost
that
as well too.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So what's the start to finish time as far as from breaking ground up until it's it's ready to move in?
Great question. I'm quoting everybody roughly 6 months. Now, if it's going to be a giant 2-story over a full basement, it might take a little longer.
Right.
But a 1,200 square foot golf court over a crawl space, probably going to be a little bit less. But I'm going to give you roughly that 6-month time frame.
Okay. Good.
Now, getting started is completely on the customer. So we give customers 4 months to get a bank loan, to get permits, which we'll help you with, get a driveway installed, and get power on site. We'll help you with those things. Some customers take the full 4 months. Some people get it done super quick. So how soon we get started is often reliant on the client.
So when you say you give them 4 months, you mean that I can come to you and not even have a pre-approval yet?
Correct.
But at least I have a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't have a pre-approval or anything yet.
Right.
So I can still come to you, and within 4 months, that's you giving us time to go get your pre-approval and do everything else that needs to be done.
Yes. So what we have you sign some paperwork, and we do a $500 refundable deposit. Okay. If we draw your blueprints, we refund $250 of that $500 because we still want you to come back if things change. And then that locks in your price and promotion for 4 months because promotions usually change pretty frequently. And as we all know, prices have been changing really frequently. Yes. But that way we can lock you in on that price so the next lumber disaster doesn't affect you.
Okay.
Yep.
Do y'all have any current promotions, anything like that y'all running
Absolutely.
right now?
Yeah, so through the end of January, we're doing 8% off of the house and any option that you buy capped at $45,000.
Oh. Okay. That's very good to know, you guys. That's very good to know. Okay. Is there any?
Most of our promotions, they may change month to month, but they're usually pretty close to each other. Okay. So we don't want anybody kicking themselves for signing too early. So if February ends up being a better deal, we'll make sure and honor that as long as before you broke ground.
That's good.
Absolutely.
That's good to know. Is there anything else you want to share about TK Constructors?
We build quality work. I'm really proud of what I do. I don't have to hide from anybody. I don't have to hide from anybody at the grocery store. I'm just ready to keep building and keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I want to thank Mike for being here and talking to me and answering all my questions, you guys. And I'll put a link on the website how they can contact you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you type in TK Constructors in Google, it'll take you to the first one, TK Constructors, ORS at the end.com. You're going to have all of our floor plans on there. We've actually just released virtual interactive 3D floor plans. So we only have 5 out right now. It's our 5 most popular plans. But you can find those on the website, and it'll literally walk you through an entire part of that home. Because that's the hardest, is seeing a floor plan and not being able to appreciate the actual size that's going through there. So they will be available for all the floor plans once we have them all complete. But the website has a ton of stuff to go play with. So I highly encourage it.
One last thing. Where do you guys build? Are you strictly in Indiana, or are you in other states too, or how?
Close. So almost all of Indiana, except for the very, very north and the very, very south, and then the western half of Ohio. So all the way to central Ohio. Okay. Over 100 different counties.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.